Long time no see, YouTube. How y'all been? It's your boy Alex, aka Paradox, aka Docs for short. How y'all been? Yeah, I've been MIA myself. Obviously, if you've been following me, you see it's been a few weeks since I posted a video, so just a new job's been really keeping me busy. Actually, last week, for the entire week, they flew all of us out to San Diego for like an all hands meeting or whatever because we've got one of our main offices is based in San Diego. So pretty much they want to just get us up to speed on projects coming down the pipeline, get a bunch of the new people who are hired on, like myself, familiar with people in real life because the role is remote. So I had never met any of these people in real life. So this was a chance to actually meet people and whatnot. So really cool opportunity. I'd actually never been to California, and San Diego was absolutely gorgeous. Apparently, it's like the most expensive city in America now, according to some metrics. So I can see why. There's a lot of like ocean and beach pretty much anywhere you're at, and it is just picturesque. But aside from that, though, this job is kind of like my last job that I was at for 3 weeks before I quit, in a way, in the sense that I noticed like pretty much the very first task that they've given me, uh, it's some significant stuff. So, what do I mean by that? So, usually with a lot of companies I'd worked at before, you've got like a slow ramp up period. They give you some time to get familiar with the code base. Your first few tasks are relatively simple things, and you progressively build up to where you're, adding entire features and things like that. Now, if you've seen my other video, you probably know I was at a company for 3 weeks, like in August, where essentially after my first day or two, they essentially handed me an 8 point story, and they're like, okay, you need to add this whole entire feature, even though you don't even know the code base. And it was just really insane. Ended up with me leaving, and that's how I ended up getting with this company. Well, this company has done something somewhat similar in the sense that they did give me like a week or two to ramp up, but then they essentially assigned me an application that was built and more or less works, but it's got a bunch of kind of significant bugs that need to be fixed. Now, in my opinion, from an architectural standpoint, this app was not very well thought out. So it has been an absolute nightmare trying to get stuff to work. Like, it was kind of just thrown together and sort of worked, and they were just rolling with it. And now it's kind of fallen on to me to, hey, we need you to like fix these weird bugs that's going on with the app. This part of the app goes off screen when the user does this and this does that. And of course, the person who built it, they're no longer with the company. So maybe that's why they left, because they knew they threw together some nonsense, but whatever. But again, that brings me to the point of this whole video is tech is really becoming cutthroat now. Like, companies really are expecting you to hit the ground running. Soon as they hire you, there's not, 2-3 weeks ramp up. They're wanting you to contribute right away. Now, a lot of this could be with me having 5 years of React development experience. These roles are considered senior React roles, so that could just be more in line with what they're expecting from a senior developer. I mean, obviously, a junior dev, you're not, probably gonna have this sort of an issue, hopefully, but I don't know. But yeah, it seems like companies in general, nowadays, they're really wanting you to contribute ASAP if you've got any sort of experience. They're not playing games with you. They're not just, putting the training wheels on and letting you kind of progressively work up to adding new features and whatnot. They want you to really hit the ground running. So I say that to say that, everything right now with tech seems just way more cutthroat, way more competitive. So a guy I know on Discord, he was at Amazon for the last 2 years. He recently left the company, and right now he's out there applying for other like, FANG level jobs and whatnot. And he's got other buddies who are as well. And he's, looking at some of these like algorithm questions and whatnot that they're asking. Now, keep in mind, when he got into Amazon, he did probably 6 months to a year of studying algos and whatnot so he could get into Amazon. So he knows what that's like. He's very familiar with algorithms. That's how he got into Amazon. And he's even saying like the level of questions that they are now asking on leak code and things like that, the difficulty level has just grown significantly in the past couple years since he's been, out there looking for jobs. These companies don't care. They really want the top of the top right now. And if you're a newbie in tech, I truly feel bad for you. Like, I would be thinking, how am I ever going to get a job? Because it is crazy. Like, it's really crazy. So, the reason for me mentioning this, though, too, is I always tell people in life, you got to have a long memory. Because right now, these companies really don't care. They're basically saying, we don't care. This is the level we want you to perform at. We want you to almost be a unicorn. We almost want you to just be one of the top 10% of developers. We don't care if you're not. We just want the best right now. So it's like, okay, cool. It didn't used to always be like that, but clearly that's what companies are doing now, because right now it's definitely an employer's market. Now, from what I've seen, in the past, because I've been in this industry really since late 2000s, like, 2009, 2010, more or less. Eventually it swings back and it becomes an employee's market. So I say that you got to have a long memory because, again, I always tell you, you shouldn't really be loyal to a company like that, because just know that the company looks at it as, hey, this is just business. And soon as, they see they don't have quite the budget that they thought, they will let you go. I actually talked to my former manager at Fiserv, and his superiors basically just told him 3 weeks ago, hey, we didn't meet quarterly revenue like we thought. And this is a Fortune 100 company where the upper level execs get paid millions and millions. But basically they told my former manager, hey, you're going to have to let somebody from the team go. And again, this is before the holidays. These companies don't care. So I say that to say, keep in mind, this is all just business. Have a long memory. Like, I know a lot of people personally who are doing overemployed stuff where they're working 2 remote jobs at the same time. Now, I've never done this. I'm not saying that I even would do this, but I used to look at that as kind of wrong in a way, kind of like scammy or cheating. I don't see it as that way anymore. You have to protect yourself because, again, these companies will let you go when it's convenient for them. So, again, you got to keep a long memory, and you got to know that, if this company is looking at stuff as just business, so should you. So if you could work another remote job or whatever you got to do to make ends meet, I mean, you're not really guaranteed a job in this economy. Even if you have one right now, you're not safe. You can get let go any day, and they will tell you, sorry, it's just business. So keep a long memory. Even if stuff swings back in the employee's way and they start trying to offer all sorts of perks like, unlimited PTO and all this cool stuff, we'll pay for your gym membership. You got to remember what it is. You got to remember that these companies, during this time, they were just letting people go. They were making insane interview processes where you got to jump through all these hoops to, get a job and get an offer. You got to do 3 and 4 technical rounds. You got to apply to 1,000 jobs to really, get a shot at landing one. You really got to keep all this in mind in the future. So really, I guess that's what my message is tech right now, they really just want the top people. And it sucks that it's that way. But again, things aren't going to stay that way, I don't think. Usually in my experience, some new technology kind of comes around and then, or maybe the economy just starts booming again. Companies start hiring. So, when things swing back around and you get that tech job, keep that in the back of your mind. Don't think that this company really loves you, really cares about you, because most of them don't. I'm not going to say all of them. Some definitely do. But just remember, it is just business. So don't feel like you're guaranteed or entitled to a job forever or as long as you want, because as soon as they don't meet a quarterly revenue or something like that, they'll let people go, and they won't they won't feel any kind of way about it. They'll, say sorry, whatnot, and you're done. You're locked out of your computer by by the end of the day, basically. So yeah, I just want to kind of put that out there, get y'all opinions too. Like, am I the only one that's seeing this? Am I the only one that's thinking this? As far as like tech is getting more cutthroat. Like, I remember a time when really anybody who put in the work and had a solid portfolio, you had a shot. But now, again, it's like you got to be one of the top devs. You got to go above and beyond to really get a role. So I just wanted to have a conversation about that, because to me, that's what it seems like right now. And it's really kind of been pissing me off, but anyway, it is what it is. I know for myself, I'm just thankful I have a job right now. I was jobless for like 4 months, so I'd rather be overworked at this point than to not have a job. But still, you got to keep things in the back of your mind and just kind of know where you stand with stuff. And with these companies, it's all just business. But on that note, I'm out. Hopefully y'all had a happy Thanksgiving if you celebrate that and everything. And I'm gonna try to get making more videos soon. So I'll have another one out here this week for y'all. Take it easy.